And it's all part of the bigger agenda, Dr. Buttar, and I know that you understand this. The agenda moving towards transhumanism. You know, Biden just signed this executive order, which is essentially advancing transhumanism, talking about gene editing. We've got a new global pandemic center here in Australia where they're also talking about the importance of gene editing, something that people would not have consented to in the past, but now it looks like they've inadvertently done to themselves by consenting to these injections, which are gene editing technology. And now we're openly talking about this gene editing and changing what it means to be human. I mean, this is scary stuff. But I want to circle
Yeah.
back to the hydrogel if we can,
Sure.
because
Sure.
I think you know, myself included, a lot of us don't necessarily understand this delivery system and what it's actually capable of. Can it be programmed? You know, I've got a lot of questions around this.
Sure. So essentially, the hydrogel is it's a fixative, like a matrix, if you will. Think of it as something that allows for stability of whatever is being put in it. So the hydrogel is essentially a mechanism of delivery that creates a consistent and stable matrix to hold whatever they want to be held in there. It just so happens that in this particular case, there's overwhelming evidence that there are at least three pathogens we know of, probably more additional ones that we're not aware of, but the three that I'm aware of for certain. Somebody said about monkeypox. Monkeypox is not one that we found in there. That is not consistent with the information that I've gotten. Marburg's is one. Marburg's is the pathogen that causes hemorrhagic fever, and essentially it causes hemorrhage from the eyes, ears, throughout the body. 88% mortality from exposure. So that means if one person is walking down the street and somebody else has it and they encounter them, there's an 88% chance that they will die from that exposure. But that's from an exposure. Here, in this case, the Marburg's is in this hydrogel. Okay, so it's already in your body. So that has much higher than, it's probably like a 99% mortality. The second one is Ebola. And then we've got a mutated form of E. coli. So these three pathogens, there's more than overwhelming evidence that these are three of these pathogens that are housed within the hydrogel that is used in the vaccination and the jabs that are being given. Now, these three pathogens are innocuous. They're stable, they're inert, they don't do anything. You wouldn't even know that they're there, okay? But the hydrogel is the fixative that is within. So think of it almost like paraffin or cryo or something that's preserved, okay? It's like a storage. It's a vehicle to deliver whatever they're trying to deliver, like the messenger RNA or whatever else they're doing, but it's also fixating these things and keeping them stable. So it's a payload, very high levels. It's the payload of pathogens that are being held in this hydrogel, almost like a sleeper cell. Are you familiar with the term sleeper cell?
Yes.
So it's like when they talk about terrorism, you know, sleeper cell is somebody, they program them, they may not even be aware of what's going on. They go in, they live in another country for months, sometimes years, you know, decades, and then they're activated and they don't even know it's hypnotic or whatever the case is. They get activated and they're sleeping in the sense that they're not doing anything covert. As soon as they're activated, now they're creating the problem that was designed, you know, previously, decades ago before, to be able to do whatever they're supposed to do. So think of these pathogens as these sleeper cells that are inside the hydrogel that's inside the vaccine. So people are jabbed with it, you know, it's inside their bodies, completely inert, doesn't do anything. Now, when there is a trigger, when that sleeper cell is activated, when there's this trigger, and we don't know what the trigger is, there's been a number of things that have been postulated. The one that's most likely is an 18 gigahertz pulse from the 5G towers that have gone up that will be 1 minute in duration, 3 subsequent pulses, all 1 minute in duration, that will then cause this hydrogel to melt down, disassociate, dehiss, you know, whatever it's going to do, become unstable, and now allow that sleeper cell to awaken and release these pathogens, the Marburg's, the E. coli, and the Ebola, and allow them to become no longer inert. Now they're becoming pathogenic.